Huh? Why are you two here? I don't remember sending you an invitation, did I? This is my brother's housewarming party, so of course my mother and I are here. We don't need an invitation. We have every right to attend, especially considering that we already spoke with him and everything about it. Oh, really? Well, just to remind you, this is also my house, okay? I really don't want uninvited guests just waltzing in here like they own the place. I mean, I was genuinely shocked when I saw you on the intercom screen. Regardless, my brother will welcome us warmly, so it's not really an issue, is it? There's nothing for you to worry about. Can we move past this now? What's with that tone of yours, acting all high and mighty like that? Let me tell you something. Even if Dan welcomes you with open arms, this house is not the kind of place for people like you, poor and unrefined. Excuse me? I'd like some clarification on what you mean by that. Just take a good look around. This house is what you'd call a mansion, right? It's not something you'll ever experience in your lifetime. Someone like you who spends all day doing manual labor wouldn't even dream of living in a place like this. Do you disagree? Whether this house is a mansion or not isn't the point. What matters is that this is my brother's home, so I have every reason to visit. I don't need to justify myself to you. Let me make something clear. Dan is an extraordinarily successful man. And then there's you. Compared to him, you're just a low-income, uneducated nobody. Honestly, with such a disparity between the two of you, it's as though the blood ties between you have been severed. What exactly are you trying to imply here? Are you saying something about our relationship as siblings? I'm saying that when there is a big gap between siblings, it's only natural that the connection fades. In fact, I'd say the difference between Dan and you is so vast, it's like the two of you aren't even related anymore. I don't think it's up to you to decide something like that. Blood ties don't just vanish because you feel like they should. Oh, come on, don't take it so seriously. I was obviously joking, okay? It's just that people like you, who live paycheck to paycheck, don't seem to understand humor. Right, if you're done with your so-called humor, I'd like to go inside and see my brother now. Could you please let us in? Oh, fine. If you insist on being here, I won't stop you. Go ahead and come in. I'll unlock the door for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Winter, what exactly is the meaning of this? Huh? What do you mean? This is our housewarming party, of course. We've prepared a lovely feast. Oh, but unfortunately, we don't have seats for the two of you, so please feel free to use the balcony. I see. So this is how you've decided to treat us? By making such a petty gesture? Well, it can't be helped, can it? There really aren't any seats left. But you know, our house is a mansion, and even the balcony is stunningly beautiful. I think the winter night sky is breathtaking, and I highly recommend it. Oh, I'll lock the balcony door to help you focus on enjoying the view. That's fine. We'll just leave. Oh, is that so? Goodbye then. And once you've realized your place, please don't bother coming here ever again. By the way, what exactly were you going to tell Dan about why we left? Oh, I'll just come up with some excuse. Dan is head over heels in love with me and trusts me completely, so no matter what nonsense you two might spout, he'll never believe a word of it. I have no intention of spouting anything. I'm sure to Dan you're a wonderful wife. It's not really my concern. Don't try to act tough just because you're bitter about the situation. It's honestly so pathetic. But whatever. Our house is far away from yours, so we're unlikely to ever cross paths again. Sorry for making you come all the way from the countryside for nothing. Oh, and make sure to tell that filthy, shabby-looking mother of yours the same. Excuse me? Don't tell me you don't understand what I said. Tell your filthy, obviously poor-looking mother the same thing. Take that comment back right now and I'll let it slide. Everything up until this point, I'll forget about it if you just retract that statement. Huh? What on earth are you suddenly saying? Why are you acting all high and mighty? Apologize and take back what you said. That's all it will take to resolve this. Why on earth would I apologize? Are you stupid? If I apologized to someone as lowly as you, my very soul would rot away. So you're refusing to apologize? Got it. Well then, don't say I didn't warn you. What could someone as lowly as you possibly do to someone like me? Someone who's clearly a winner in life. And while we're at it, why are you even talking to me so casually? Hey, pick up the phone already. I have been calling you over and over again. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it ringing. The noise around here is kind of loud right now. Wait, what? 300 calls? That's insane. No, this is way beyond insane. This is your doing, isn't it? What exactly are you talking about? Don't play dumb. I'm talking about you smashing the front of the house with heavy machinery. I can see it plain as day from the balcony. And what's worse, you're using your phone while operating that thing? Well, when you put it that way, I guess you're right. All right then, I'll stop answering your calls. Wait, no, hold on. Okay, fine. Just stop with the heavy machinery already. For the record, I'm sitting in the passenger seat right now. I'm not the one driving, so you can relax. Do you seriously think you can get away with something like this? This isn't some joke you can just laugh off. Oh, don't worry, I have no intention of treating this as a joke. What the? I don't even know what to say to that. What the hell is wrong with you? You know what, forget it. Put your mother on the phone. I need to talk to her. You could at least call her mother-in-law since she's also your husband's mom. Why not just come here in person? You only have to step outside your house after all. Like I'd risk leaving the house when someone is outside smashing it up with heavy machinery. Who knows what you'd do next? And if you manage to talk to her, then what exactly do you plan to accomplish? At the very least, I'd get a reasonable conversation, unlike this madness. You're absolutely insane driving straight into someone's property with a machine like that. So I'm the one who's insane, huh? Of course you are. How could anyone think otherwise? Wait a minute. That's it. I'm calling the police right now. Sure, go ahead. Call them all you want. Why are you so calm about this? If the police show up, you're definitely going to get arrested. And whoever's driving that machine will be too. If that's what you think, then why don't you go ahead and call them already? Oh, you bet I will. You're not going to get away with this, you criminals. Looks like the police have arrived. Serves you right. I hope they slap handcuffs on you and drag you away. You better look forward to paying a hefty amount in damages and compensation. Hey, Mira, Oh, it's rare for you to call me by name. What's going on? Well, after hearing so many things, I figured talking to you would be the best option. You're just doing whatever Dan and your mother tell you, right? It's clear that they control you, and it's not like you're doing anything outside of that. No, it was me who arranged for the heavy machinery, and it was me who said we should destroy the house. Dan has money, and he doesn't even want to look at this house anymore. He's finally come around to my way of thinking, so it's not just them pushing me. I didn't wait for anyone's permission. I took it into my hands and made sure we'd get the job done. I see. So you're just as crazy as everyone else. Fine. Let me talk to Dan then. He's not answering his phone. Maybe I can get him to listen to me and calm down. He's been avoiding me, and this whole situation is escalating way too far. Dan isn't in a state to talk right now. Honestly, it's not going to help to talk to him. He's not the one calling the shots here. So he's in shock, huh? He must be devastated after everything that happened with me. I get it. It's obvious from how he reacted before. I didn't think it would come to this, but now I see how deeply this has affected him. No, actually, he's jumping for joy as he watches the gate get torn down. He's thrilled, honestly. It's like a weight's been lifted off of him watching this house fall apart. It seems like he finds satisfaction in destroying something that was supposed to be perfect, something that he worked hard for. What? It seems like he gets some satisfaction from watching something that's newly built get destroyed. The whole thing just seems to be an outlet for him. Maybe it's a way of letting off steam after everything else that's been building up. Honestly, it's surprising, but also it's not the worst thing to happen right now. I see. So I've ended up marrying into a completely dysfunctional family. It's so messed up, all of this. Every single thing we're doing now is way beyond normal. It's so much worse than I ever imagined. How did I get myself into this mess? It wouldn't matter if it were us or anyone else. If you were involved with anyone, this is how it would turn out. This is the result of your own choices. If you had listened and stopped acting out of line, none of this would have happened. But here we are, and I'm not the one to blame. No way! I am the only one in the world experiencing this situation, and it's all your fault for starting this mess with the heavy machinery to destroy the house. You're the one who took it this far. You gave the order, and now everything is spiraling out of control. You have ruined everything. I was just thinking about walking into the house with a wooden sword and giving you a good beating. Would that have been better? You want to fight? You got one. I was so ready to take matters into my own hands before things got really out of hand. Wait, anyone who insults my mother, I don't plan on letting them walk away unharmed. You're not going to get away with this. If you think you can just do whatever you want and get away with it, think again. I've had enough. Wait, what? You're just joking, right? I am dead serious. But my mom said the pain from a punch will fade in a few days, so it's boring. So I decided to destroy the thing you cared about most. You've been flaunting this house in front of us for so long, haven't you? It's the perfect way to hurt you. If you can't learn your lesson from this, then nothing else will get through to you. Your way of thinking is so messed up. And on top of that, once you lose Dan's trust, you'll have nothing left. A little injury can heal with time, but the things you lose, no matter how much time passes, you can't get those back. You've already lost so much, and this is just the beginning of what's coming. Did I do something so terrible to deserve this kind of punishment? I just mocked you a little, didn't I? It's not that bad. I don't understand how things could have gotten this out of control. I was just having fun, and now look where it's gone. This is madness. Insulting my mother in front of me is a serious crime. My mom raised me on her own, and I respect and appreciate her more than anyone else. Dan feels the same way. He owes everything to her. It was her earnings that helped him make something of himself. She worked so hard for us. Just thinking about it makes me want to cry. It's not just about what she's done for me, but for all of us. She's the reason we're here today. I get that you guys care about your mom, but honestly, she's really something else. That's exactly why I love her. When I went off the rails, my mom didn't get angry at me. Instead, she gave me a wooden sword as a gift. With that sword as my trademark, I became the leader of the local girls in our area. But I guess that's not important. It sounds crazy, but that was my reality, and it's still something I carry with me to this day. So, about that wooden sword you had earlier. Yes, it's the one my mom gave me. By the way, I've never used it to hit anyone. I've always told myself I'll use it when I meet someone I can't forgive in life. If I come across someone who truly deserves it, I won't hesitate. I've been patient until now, but things are changing. You may just be the person who pushes me to that point. Does that mean I'm the one you're going to use it on? Where I'm from, nobody ever talked down to us. Dan's position kept me from doing anything until now, but I can't hold back anymore. You pushed me to this point, and now there is no going back. Wait, please forgive me. Please don't hit me. You don't deserve to have this sacred wooden sword swung at you. I don't want to commit any unnecessary sins either. I want to avoid violence, but you've left me with no other choice. If you don't listen to reason, this is where we end up. I'm thankful you won't hit me, but when I married Dan, I quit my job. I don't have any savings, so how am I supposed to live from now on? What do you expect me to do? I put everything on the line, and now I'm stuck. I don't know how I'm going to make it. How should I know? Why don't you try living the lowly life you've mocked for so long? Of course, someone like you probably can't handle it, though. You think you can just walk through life without consequences? This is the reality now. Deal with it. How much longer are you going to keep mocking me? Fine, I'll tell you. My dad is the president of a famous company. If I ask him, I can easily get rid of you. If your daughter is this much of a mess, then I guess your blood ties must be cut off automatically, huh? Don't you dare mock me. I'll never forgive you, Dan, or your mother. I'll make you regret trying to stand up to me, you lowlife. Oh, so that's how it's going to be. What? What did you do? What? What do you mean? Did you get locked out on the balcony? You know exactly what you did. You locked the door from behind, didn't you? Open it now. You're the one who said lowlifes should go to the balcony, right? Well, that's where you belong now, since you're about to become one. During her marriage, Winter had embraced a life of success. She adorned herself with designer clothing, reveled in lavish vacations, and indulged in an extravagant lifestyle, all supported by Dan's financial resources. However, when the divorce severed her access to that wealth, the world began to unravel. She had no job, no personal savings, and no plan for sustaining the lifestyle she had grown accustomed to. Beyond losing her social status, Winter was burdened with a staggering amount of debt, millions of dollars that encompassed alimony, legal fees, and unpaid bills for her years of unchecked spending. It was a sobering reality check for someone who had built her identity on wealth and appearances. Desperate for a way out of her financial turmoil, Winter turned to her parents for support. Her father, the president of a prominent and successful corporation, had the means to help, but his response was far from sympathetic. A man of discipline with high expectations, he had always instilled the importance of independence and hard work in his children. Winter, however, had ignored those values, choosing to instead rely on her own relationships, particularly her marriage, for security. Her father was not just disappointed in her predicament, but was also angered by the recklessness that had led her there. Winter's father viewed her downfall as the accumulation of years of poor choices that contradicted the principles he lived by. He had built his fortune through diligence and integrity, and seeing his daughter squander her privileges and opportunity was a deep blow to his pride. Rather than offering financial assistance, he delivered harsh words of disappointment, forcing Winter to confront the consequences of her actions alone. The realization that her father's support was not forthcoming was devastating, leaving her with a sense of isolation and despair. With no safety net to catch her, Winter's fall from grace was swift and unforgiving. The social circles she once dominated no longer welcomed her, and the lavish lifestyle she had flaunted was now a distant memory. Her disappearance from the public eye was as dramatic as her rise had been. Friends speculated about her whereabouts, but the truth remained elusive. Was she hiding from the shame of her situation, or was she attempting to rebuild her life from scratch? The questions lingered, but Winter offered no answers. Her journey downward prompted a deeper reflection on her choices and priorities. Once Winter had looked down on those who struggled financially, believing herself untouchable. Now she found herself in the very position she had once mocked, powerless, vulnerable, and reliant on the goodwill of others. The shift in her circumstances raised poignant questions. Did she regret the decisions that led her here? Did she see the flaws in her reliance on superficial markers of success? Or did she cling to resentment, blaming others for her plight? The answers remained unclear, shrouded in the silence that surrounded her. In stark contrast, Dan's post-divorce journey took an entirely different trajectory. After enduring the public fallout of his infidelity and the subsequent legal battle, Dan chose to let go of the marital trappings that had defined his marriage to Winter. He sold the land they had once planned to use for the dream home, a grand mansion that symbolized their shared aspirations of wealth and status. For Dan, the divorce marked a turning point. He realized that the life he had built with Winter, one centered on appearances and excess, had brought him no real happiness. Dan downsized his life, moving into a modest apartment and adopting a simpler, more grounded approach to life. He abandoned the pursuit of marital wealth, focusing instead on his career and personal growth. Returning to his work as a doctor, he found renewed purpose in helping others. For Dan, the satisfaction of making a difference in his patients' lives far outweighed the fleeting pressure of luxury vacations or designer possessions. This shift in perspective allowed Dan to rebuild his life on his own terms. No longer driven by societal expectations or the need to impress others, he prioritized his well-being and professional fulfillment. While his new life lacked the glamour of his past, it offered a deeper sense of contentment and peace. Dan's journey stood as a stark contrast to Winter's struggles, highlighting the resilience and clarity that can emerge from adversity when one is willing to embrace change.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.